Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer weiteren Folge Fates Stay Night Remastered. In der letzten Folge haben wir nochmals die Erinnerung von Saber gesehen und haben mit ihr, man kann sagen, die Nacht verbracht. Und jetzt ist halt der nächste Tag. When I awake, the sun is already up. My room is dimly lit. I feel like it's still last night, but I quickly shake my head to banish the thought. It's cloudy outside, no wonder I didn't wake up. The added darkness seems to have done a lot to help my sleep-deprived body get some actual rest. A glance at the clock tells me it's past 1 in the afternoon. I'm way past the point of oversleeping. Saber, are you awake? There's no answer. Saber is still next to me, slightly curled and still asleep. Once I'm not sleepy anymore, I wake up. But Saber has to recover magic energy. Considering how much she has slept in the past, I doubt she'll wake up until later in the afternoon. I leave my room without waking Saber. There's no reason to wake her. The real danger is at night. There's no way Lance or Gilgamesh will appear while the sun's still out. So we need to come up with a plan. I don't know about Lancer, but Gilgamesh will definitely show up tonight. Given his personality and the murderous look he gave us before he left yesterday, we can definitely expect him tonight. But what should we do? He has an infinite supply of noble phantasms, and one of them is stronger than Excalibur. Berserker was a hard enemy to defeat, but we still managed. We managed to find and exploit a chance to turn the tide against him. Not this guy. If he showed up to now, it wouldn't even be a contest. One blow from that noble phantasm, air, and we are finished. I need to think of something. There's not much time until the sun sets. There won't be an end to this if I think on my own. If Saber, Tosak and I can think of a plan, then the church, maybe that overseer priest, might know something. He might have a plan that could help us deal with the mess we're in. The king of heroes, Gilgamesh. Kotomines said he would find some way to deal with the servant who survived the previous Holy Grail War. Even if we can't think of a countermeasure, Kotomines might have already thought of something. Hat er sich gar nicht mit Tosaka drüber unterhalten? Okay, I walk up the hill. The sky is blanketed with ash-grey clouds. The church sits alone at the top of the hill. There's nobody there, and not a sound to be heard, not even birds chirping. Maybe that's because it's so gloomy out. The place looks more ominous than holy. It looks like an execution site. I walk up to the long hill and across the wide open square, ready to be judged for my sins and cast down into hell. The hell am I talking about? That's no metaphor. Besides, the church is a place where people die. Hospitals work to prolong a person's life, but plenty of people die there. Churches are like that too. In that sense, death hangs heavy over this place. The wind is cold. I pull up my collar and climb the church's stair. Kotomines, I come to talk to you. I step into the chapel. Just like the square, there's nobody here. Kotomines? He might be in the back. I pass through the pews and walk towards the altar. A dry sound echoes through the chapel. The building is probably designed to make sounds echo, but the sound of my lonely footsteps is haunting in this huge empty space. Kotomines, are you here? I call softly to the priest. This is ridiculous. If I want an answer, I should be shouting. He's probably in the back, so he won't hear me unless I shout. But I don't. I keep quiet, tiptoeing my way to the back of the church. Am I doing this so that I don't mess with the solemn air of the chapel? Or because I feel like if I'm spotted, I will be surrounded by things I don't understand, and then maybe get beheaded for defiling God or something. I exit the chapel and head towards the courtyard. If I remember correctly, Kotomines' room is. I walk more quietly down the corridor. The church is like a labyrinth, and I don't know how to find Kotomines' room. My memory is kind of hazy, and I'm sure I won't be able to find it on my own. There's something. I slow my breathing. It's hard to breathe, my throat is parched. I don't know why, but beads of sweat begin forming on my forehead, though the corridor itself is chilly. I use all of my senses to try to get a feel for my surroundings. I do so, but I'm not sure why. Why am I walking so quietly? Why is my heart beating so fast? Why? Why do I have such a bad feeling about this place? Two words repeat over and over in my mind. Go back, go back, go back, go back. Kotomines is not here, so you have no reason to stay. You are alone. You should go home. This is a mistake. It shouldn't be so cold. It's all wrong. Go back, go back, go back. Go back, for your sake. Go back. There's nothing bad happening here. There's nothing happening in this church, so go home. I feel nauseous. I think I might throw up. My intuition is always right about these kind of things. For an untrained mage, I have a pretty good danger sense, which is why my feet don't stop. I try to get my racing heart under control as I search for Kotomines' room. And then I run into a deep darkness. There's a basement. I spot a set of stairs. In the deep shadows I see a recess that I would normally overlook. In it I see a very, very narrow staircase. I shouldn't go down. I can bet Kotomines won't be there. There won't be anyone down there. There's nothing there. There won't be any core. There won't be any says. There won't be any P. I shouldn't go in there. My neck stiffens. I should. Ich speichere mal. Und wir schauen mal rein. I step into the darkness. It's a room made of stone. The lights are out, but the room itself feels like it's alive, and a faint blue light suffuses the whole place. There's a sanctuary underground, no dust or cobwebs anywhere. It looks like this place seems a lot of use. I'm not sure how far back it goes. I look back up the stairs I just came down. The staircase hugs a curved wall. After descending the curved stairs, I look up and see the entrance is about 2 meters above me now. Maybe it's the absence of light, but the gently curving staircase puts me in the mind of a centipede crawling its way through the cathedral. And then I notice a door. It's right at the bottom of the stairs. There's a symbol on the wall. Beyond it, a deep darkness beckons me. Almost as if it were drawing me in, I find myself stepping into the darkness. I step through what seems like an entrance of some kind. It's damp. The floor is all slimy and it's hard to walk. It reminds me of when I was cleaning the school pool. Moss covers the entire floor and it feels like my feet are sinking to the ankles into some kind of rot covering the floor. I stop suddenly. The nasty sensation beneath my feet is bad enough, but now there's a horrible stench. I pinch my nose hard. This isn't some temporary door odor. It's permeated the whole room. It doesn't smell like fish or gunpowder. It smells like formaldehyde. The chemical reek of it has stagnated in the room like thick mud. My senses seem to have been numbed from the moment I got into the basement. I'm long past tension and nervousness, and yet my heart expands in contact without a break and my limbs are moving so weirdly. It feels like I might wrench out every nerve in my body. And what is worse, my eyes have grown accustomed to the darkness. The darkness fades. I hear drops of water falling. It's almost like that serves as the starting bell. What I couldn't see before is suddenly clear. What I see is an all too familiar living hell. Death lined up all in a row. Debris is piled everywhere. The stench of death covered by antiseptics. I thought this was all a lie. I want to believe none of this is real. But I can't deceive myself. I can tell in an instant, even in a room full of corpses. Not one of the bodies here is truly dead. They are all alive. They are all alive. These corpses, they can only be called corpses, however human they once were, are all alive. Why are they still alive? How are they still alive? I look over and each and every body. Not one of them has retained the original form. Imagining what happened to every one of these sacrilegious forms is just too terrifying. They are more like the husk of dead trees than corpses. Some have been broken down to the point that their flesh has seeped into the cracks of the stone pavement. Some are hung against the wall and are little more than nests of bugs, whatever the arrangement. These figures have only torsos and heads, and even those are pitifully wrecked. I don't even need to know why. The corpses are being eaten away in the coffins. I don't know how it works. Each corpse is weighted into a coffin, and the coffin sucks the nutrients from them. The flow of life. The coffin is extracting magic energy, souls. Little by little. The coffin sucks the life out of its prey in such a precise amount that it neither kills it nor allows it to truly live. The wind moans through the chamber. It's almost like a single scream from the mouths of every corpse here. Their throats have long since decayed, so they can't scream for themselves anymore. By now, their throats only barely serve to carry air to the lungs. But still, the corpses scream. All but inaudible. They scream. They must be in terrible pain and so very afraid. They continue to shriek, unable to accept that their bodies are being eaten alive, as they gradually lose their shape. I hear a cracking sound. The coffin in front of me gurgles. It's oozing. The corpse's head is turned toward me. Something falls out of it. Its swollen lips move slightly. In a voice that isn't a voice that asks. That's what it wants to know. I'm about to scream. No, I can't even scream anymore. Where am I? It didn't say it was in pain. It didn't ask for help. Just want to know what this horrible place is. I'm trying to understand. Did that child find themselves in the state when they came to? Before this, they must have lived a normal life, slept normally, but one day they woke up and found themselves here. The question must have come from the hope that this is just a bad dream. Being trapped in a coffin, unable to move, the limbs rotting. My heart is breaking. This is so unimaginable and horrible. But why? Why do they seem so strangely familiar? I've never seen any of them, but I recognize every one of the corpses. This is my first time here. I shouldn't know any of them. None of them are connected to me, so why? Why do they act like they know me? Just like how I know them. And why are they staring at me? And I have another question. Each of them shares something in common, unless it's just a coincidence. Why do all these corpses look like children of the same age? And then... It comes out of nowhere. A hand claps my shoulder from behind. The voice is friendly, like a greeting from a close friend. I go completely stiff with shock. I can't even turn around. Only I don't have to turn to see who's behind me. Kotomines, the church priest, the man responsible for this little piece of hell. And the devil, the last person I should have run into right now.
そろそろお前が来る頃だと思ってな。食事の準備をしに行ったのがまずかった。そうだ。前回はろくなもてなしができなかっただろう。私なりに気を使ったのだが、入れ違いになってしまったか。
I can't say anything. The priest's hands rest heavily on my shoulders.
だが、不法侵入は感心しないな。そのようなことをすると、見なければいいものを見てしまう羽目になる。例えば、そう、 お互いの関係を白紙に戻さざるを得ない真実を知ってしまうとか。
The priest sounds more cheerful than I've ever heard. As Kotomines stands there behind me, hands on my shoulder, I can tell he's smiling. It is indescribable terrifying.
どうしたエミヤシロ。話をしに来たのだろう。黙っていては意味がないぞ。拍子抜けだな。それほどこの光景は機械かね。
He sounds so cheerful, even when he's saying such horrible things. Does this man not feel anything in the face of the sorrow? Oof. Do I even need to comment on how horrible this is?
なんだ、それは冷たいな。お前にとっては不快でも、そんなことはないと言ってやるのが情けだろう。そもそも、彼らとお前は兄弟のようなものだ。お前がそのような態度では、彼らも救われないと思うのだが。
What did you just say? And so happily. What did you say?
この死体たちとお前は仲間だったと言ったのだ。形はどうあれ、お前たちはあの地獄から生還した者たちだ。血肉のつながりはなくとも、その絆は兄弟のそれに近いと思うのだが、どうかな。
So that's why I thought I recognized them. This is a continuation of what happened 10 years ago. I'm back in that hospital room. My head is spinning. Children who have lost their homes and parents. They were sent to an orphanage until they were adopted. But before that happened to me, Cedric adopted me, so I never knew what happened to those kids afterward. I had actually avoided finding out. The orphanage was at the church on top of the hill, and I could have gone there any time if I had wanted to. But I held back. I felt it wasn't fair for me, who did get adopted, to go visit the children who still hadn't been. That's why I decided that if I were to meet them, it would have had to be in town. We would just bump into each other, chat idly to catch up, and most importantly, have gotten over the fire and hell. As small as our town is, I always dreamed of a reunion like that, but it never happened. Kotomines.
そうだ、エミヤシロ。エミヤキリツグに引き取られていなければ、お前も彼らの一員となっていた。わかるか？お前はまたも一人だけで助かったのだ。周りの誰もが平等に死んでいくというのに、お前だけが輪を乱して生き延びた。どうかね。自分自身大した不平等だとは思わないか。
My heart starts beating again. I had been frozen stiff a moment ago, but suddenly I'm able to move.
いや、私は責めているわけではないぞ。むしろお前のそれは喜ばしい。エミやシローの生き延びる才能は大したものだ。実際、私もお前が最後まで残るとは思ってもいなかった。だからこそ、最後はこうして兄弟たちに再会させてやったのだ。
You piece of...
お前は本当に運がいい。ここは今日限りで閉める予定だったのだが、今まで10年間、サーバントの餌にするために彼らを生かし続けたが、それも終わりだ。やり始めた時ほどの濃い魂の摘出は望めぬし、もはや餌の必要もない。あとはお前とお前のサーバントを仕留めるだけになったのだからな。
You're a fucking piece of shit. Those words shattered the restraints that had been holding me still. I moved my paralyzed body. Pushing clear of the hands on my shoulder, I leaped forward and whirled around to face the priest. Kotomines, it was you. As I face him, I put distance between us. In that moment, I feel a powerful impact from behind. That's weird, I can't breathe. Something sharp protrudes from my chest. It looks like the head of a spear. That can't be. How could a spear be growing out of my chest?
ああ、そういえば言っていなかったな。改めて紹介しよう。彼が私のサーバントだ。
I turn around. There. I see a blue-collared spearman. His weapon thrust through my chest. He jerks it free. At the same time, a searing intense pain rocks my entire body. Red splatters to the floor. I collapse onto the slimy, mossy ground. I try to push myself to my feet, but my body is too heavy. I can't move. While I may not be paralyzed anymore, my body isn't capable of moving for entirely different reasons now. The pain in my chest is unbelievable. Blotting out the blood loss and dimming vision. I can't pass out. I sustained fatal wounds numerous times. They were all bad. They all numbed my senses. But this is different. It's a fatal one for sure, but the pain is just too intense. My vision distorts. The instant I pass out from pain, more pain jolts me back awake. I can't feel my limbs. I can't even tell where I am anymore. The only thing I feel are vomit-inducing pain, and the temptation to just disappear and escape this agony.
殺してはいないだろうな、ナンサ。それでは今まで残していた甲斐がない。
I can only hear voices. My ears are open, but I can't see anything.
命令は守るさ。たとえそれがいけすかねえものでもな。
Lancer's voice is devoid of emotion, but I can barely hear him.
よろしい。では支度をするぞ、ランサー。マスターの窮地はサーバントに伝わる。セーバーが到着するまでおよそ半。
コトミネ、このガキそこまでは持たねえよ。死なせたくねえんなら血止めぐらいはしとけ。
不要だ。死ぬのならそれで構わん。
My mind is fading. The pain finally becomes too much, and my mind lets me faint. I stop the pain by digging into my wound. The pain resumes. I'm on the verge of sinking into oblivion, only to be dragged into a world of searing pain. I want to die. If this pain isn't going to stop, I want to die right now. I know that. I know, but if I faint here, I know I'm never going to wake up. I can't even remember what I'm doing. I feel like I'm just drifting through white-hot pain that will burn me to nothing. Saber. I grit my teeth trying to endure the pain and trying to cling to my own fading awareness. I can't end it all here. I can't let myself drop out of the war so easily. There's still a promise I haven't fulfilled yet. If I believe she is the most important person in my world, I can't just disappear here. Bekomme ich jetzt eine Interlude? Jupp. When she awakes, there's no sign of Shiro. She makes her way to the living room, thinking he might be preparing a late lunch, but she finds no sign of either Shiro or lunch.
一人で出歩いて出かけるのなら声をかけてと言ったのに、どうしてシロは人の話を聞かないのか。
Saber sits on the veranda, muttering to herself.
一人で出歩くのが好きなのはわかりますが、これでは協力している意味がないではありませんか。
Saber lets her feet dangle over the veranda. Eventually she grows tired of this and she looks up pensively. The sky is ash gray. A heavy canopy of clouds slowly drifts overhead. She can see breaks in the cloud cover in the distance. It should clear up by nightfall. If the stars are visible, she will be able to read her fortune for tomorrow. She still remembers how to read the stars. Her mage mentor taught her long ago. In life she only looked on there to see whether she was taking the right path, but tonight, just this once, she decides to try to predict a certain someone's future. If possible, she hopes for a bright tomorrow. She wants to predict any dangers that might lie ahead, and learn what she needs to guide him in the proper direction. He is so reckless. How can she not worry about him? She won't sleep peacefully unless she can at least read the stars.
さて、問題はこの町から観測できる星の位置ですが。
As she thinks back, she realizes she has not once looked up at the sky before today. Her priority has always been winning the Holy Grail War, not reading fortunes in the stars. She knows this isn't like her. Even so, she still considers trying to read the stars and anxiously waits for tonight to come. This represents quite a change of heart for her. She chuckles, thinking she's just like the girl is in love she has read about in books before as she looks up at the sky.
ああ、セイバー。シロがどこに行ったか知らない？
Oh, Chip.
リン。
Saber bolts upright.
なんでしょう。私は別にシロの軍門に下ったわけではありませんが。
Saber gives a hasty excuse, blushing deeply.
あれ？もしかしてお邪魔だった？
Rin smiles wickedly. Perhaps it is because they have been living under the same roof, but Rin can read Saber like a book, Shiro too, for that matter. She has good instincts when it comes to other people's affairs, and she can tell there's something between the two of them. And so, she has a pretty clear idea of what happened the night before.
まあ、からかうのは後にしておいて、冗談抜きでシロを知らない？イリアの熱が上がってるみたいだから、ちょっと手伝ってもらおうと思ったんだけど。イリアスフィールが？彼女の容体は落ち着いたのではないのですか？それがどうにもね。シロには黙ってたけど、あの子そろそろ限界よ。聖杯戦争っていう儀式が終わらない限り、元には戻らない。今はまだかろうじて容量が空いているから余分な機能が働いている。けど満ちてしまえば一番不要な人間としての機能を捨てるしかない。イリアスフィールはね、聖杯戦争が進めば進むほど壊れていくように作られているのよ。
Da haben wir schon mal den ersten, das erste Ding. Ilias Viel ist kein Mensch. Ich habe ja gesagt, Ilias Viel ist älter. Ilia ist älter als Shiro. Und sie ist halt kein Mensch. Rin's words are ominous and even a bit obfuscating. Saber doesn't completely understand what she is talking about.
ああ、いいのよ。今のはわからないように言ったんだから。イリアのことは置いておきましょう。それよりランサーのことだけどね。あいつのマスター誰だか分かったんだけど。
Okay.
ランサーのマスターが判明したのですか？うん、まあ分かったっていうか、前から分かってたっていうか。実はね、ランサーのマスターは魔術協会から派遣された外来のマスターなのよ。それ自体はとっくに分かってて、ついさっきそいつのねぐらを見つけてきたんだけど。リン、そのような危険なことは避けるべきです。敵の陣地が分かったのなら私に言ってくれればいい。私だってそのつもりだったわよ。けどさ、外から様子を探ってたらどうもおかしいのよ。で、留守っぽいなって中に入ってみたら、あったのは血の跡とレイジュが亡くなった左腕だった。それ以外は何もなかった。体ごとレイジュを奪われ、しかもあの出血量じゃ生存は絶望的でしょうね。ランサーのマスターはとっくにやられてたのよ。ではランサーはすでにいないのですか？10日前シロを襲った後に他のサーバントに倒されたと。だったらいいんだけどね。結婚はもっと前のものだった。これどういうことかわかる？サーバントを倒さず先にマスターを倒した。そうしてマスターからレイジュを奪い、ランサーと契約したマスターがいるとですが、残っているマスターは私とシロだけでしょ。けどランサーはまだ残っている。
Und Lancer ist wahrscheinlich weder von Shiro noch von ihr. Hey, wir wissen ja schon, wer Lancer aktuell kontrolliert, daher.
ってことはマスターじゃない魔術師がレイジを奪ってマスターになってるってことだけど、セイバー、そういうのってできるものなの？いいえ、レイジの移植はマスターかサーバント、そのどちらかによるものだけです。いかに優れた魔術師といえど、レイジを奪ったところでマスターにはなれません。そう。じゃあもう一つ、マスターっていうのはさ、聖杯が消えてなくなってもレイジュが残っていて、かつサーバントさえ残っていれば いつまでもマスターなの？
Und ich würde sagen, mit dieser Frage beenden wir diese Folge. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen, aber ich möchte einmal nochmal... Hier haben wir jetzt auch Kotomine als Master eingetragen. Und da ist nichts weiteres. Gut. Dann, wie gesagt, bedanke ich mich fürs Zuschauen und bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao.